Making this video to go over one of the Jshell grade scripts, actually the easiest one I'll go over, which will be gradescript 6. So let me just show you my setup here. I've got a clean directory that I'm working on. I'm on Hydra 6, so I'm on the lab machines. And what I'm going to do is down here in the bottom directory, I'm going to cd into the lab directory because that's going to make life easier in some respects. So here we'll cd to jplank cs360 labs. There are all the labs. I'll go to the Jshell lab. So you have all of that nice stuff. And then I am going to cd into the gradescript examples directory because that ends up making life easier. Okay, now what I'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and, here, let me just grab that. I'm going to go ahead and copy the executable from the lab directory into this directory so that the grade scripts will work. So Jshell, and I'll copy that to here. I'll make myself a bin directory, and then I'll move Jshell into the bin directory. Okay. Sometimes what I also do with this, I know sometimes y'all like to copy the grade scripts. Often what I'll do is I'll make an environment variable here. I should do this in bash. I'll do it in bash just because it's a little bit easier. So here I'll make it ld equals that. Export. I don't even need to export it, but may as well export ld. All right, so now I have that directory sitting here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run gradescript 6. So I'll do ld gradescript 6. Should run fine because it's the same executable in the lab directory and in this directory. Okay, so with the grade script, it tells you what program you ran. If it didn't work, it would give you some output files, but when it works, it deletes all the output files. So if I want to run this, I'll go ahead and copy paste it. Okay. And now I'm running it, and now I have some output. Now, we want to see what this output is and what it should be. So what we do is in the gradescript example directory here, let's look at example 6. Okay. So it's just 3 very simple shell calls, but let's take a look at them. Now, if you haven't read the lab write-up, you should read the lab write-up because it's good for you to understand what these programs in the lab directory do. So this one is going to, it is going to sleep for, I think it's 1/5 of a second, and then it is going to basically call the equivalent of cat on this file here, input file 5. Okay, and it's also calling no wait. So what's going to happen is it's going to fork off this command, and then it's not going to wait for it. So since this command sleeps for 1/5 of a second, it's going to move on directly to this command. Okay, now this command, it doesn't have the sleep call. All this just acts like cat. The whole strays thing is it looks for open file descriptors that shouldn't be there to help you debug. Okay, so this is going to cat input file 3. Okay, there is a wait call here, so we're going to wait for this to finish. So the order of these commands is really going to be, it's going to go ahead and fork off this command, but it sleeps. It's going to run this command, which will run in under 1/5 of a second. So it's going to go ahead and print input file 3. Then it calls sleep 1, sleeps for a second, and waits so that by the end of this end call, this one will have woken up from the sleep and printed out this file. So the proper output of this shell script is going to be input file 3 because this process is sleeping, and then it's going to cat input file 3 or input file 3, then this one will wake up and it'll cat input file 5. So this output should be input file 3 followed by input file 5. Now you can look at these input files if you want. Right, they're sitting right there. I think they're various song lyrics. Right? And so you could cat input file 3 and then you can cat input file 5. And then you can cat here, cat temp 06, test standard out. Right, and they should be the same, which they look like they are. If you really want to make sure, here, do cat input file 3, input file 5. Oh, you should have the dot texts. Cat those to open SSL, MD5. Right. Let's go ahead and now cat this one to open SSL, MD5. And you see they're an exact match. So we're good, right? But that's how you, so the key to this one and what will confuse students is that because of the no wait call, and because this file strays sleep delays before it does its cat call, that's why this output comes before this output. Okay, we can move on to some of the more complex grade scripts.